a citizen to possess a firearm. Gun schools in all local government areas. That means we'll have 774 shooting schools. Mental sanity certificates and from two doctors. Accreditation from a handful of authorities, your local government chairman, your traditional ruler, and heads of security, the DPO, and I think he mentioned another, I can't remember. What's your take, Andy?
So the Oracle, sometime last year, particularly from June, July, I stayed away from political commentaries in Nigeria. I said to myself that it was totally no need doing this, because if you are tempted to understand Nigeria and you said to people that you now understand Nigeria, by my reckoning or judgment, I would say that something is wrong with you. But for a few people like yourself, and I must quickly add that you are doing a fantastic job. I feel, on-air personalities and journalists in this country who are as detailed, as deep, as clinical as you are with your presentations. But for yourself, Annie Abdulsalam, Dayo, and one or two other persons, it's no longer interesting listening to radio. So if I got called up by yourself and any of these people I just mentioned, quickly I would still jump on it, even though there was already the barricade from participating in political commentary. I've said all this to say that I came to that judgment because I found that indeed the way we think and reason in this country is such that it's only peculiar to our kind. So that if you wanted to analyze whatever was coming out of Nigeria, you left the space, the analysis space, very depressed and despondent. Because I didn't want to continue to carry that on myself, I decided to come out. How do you say, for crying out loud, Oracle, that you want Nigerians to carry guns and the condition precedent to doing that is all of these that you have mentioned? How many Nigerians will be able to go through this? You know what it means to go see your traditional ruler, even to get your state of origin certificate. Now, let me even state this and state it very clearly for Nigerians to hear. Do you know how expensive it is to get a gun, to buy a gun? The level of poverty in this land is so huge that it will become too like we say in economics, it will become too ostentatious. It will become too out of the ordinary to want to do a gun, like you were buying a designer. If you are not taking care of the bare necessities of food, shelter, and clothing, how then would you want to do other things? Abraham Maslow, in his hierarchy of needs, had explained to us that the first layer is the physiological needs, which are food, shelter, clothing. If you left there, you would then get to safety needs. But if you were still swimming within the rung of physiological needs, you would definitely not think of safety needs. Today, over 90 to 95% of Nigerians are grappling with physiological needs. There are people who are starving every day. So I am wondering, and I'm thinking how our Nigerian senators and lawmakers, instead of fixing the problems, are trying to fix symptoms. There is no medical person that attempts to treat symptoms when he understands that we can isolate the disease-causing organism, make a diagnosis, and treat that disease. What we do in Nigeria, Oracle, is that, the Nigerian police were actually controlling traffic, but they became inefficient. So we would create a department called yellow fever within the Nigerian police. So they start creating traffic, controlling traffic. Then they become inefficient again. Then we look at creating another department from it. They become inefficient. The state government will not create either Timarif or create Loma or Lasma or create one thing. They become inefficient. We keep creating without looking at the real cause of the problem and addressing it. What are we fighting? Insecurity. Why are we unable to fix insecurity? Why are senators not addressing that issue? Do we have manpower that can indeed combat insecurity? What is the total number of people, police officers in this country that we have that are supposed to protect 250 million Nigerians are counting? They're not up to 1 million. They are not. If you collapse the entire armed forces and everything together, how many are there? You can do a quick Google search, and you are sitting down and saying that you want to man the whole of Niger State. Niger State with such land mass that is more than 15 countries of the world. You want to man Abuja. You want to man the waterways in Bayelsa. You want to, with this number of police officers, and a senator thinks that the solution is for them to allow everybody carry guns.
Okay, Andy. So the reason why this is a conversation worth having, even though you've clearly established that you don't agree with the position of the senators, would be, one, there are countries with gun laws.
Yes.
The most popular, of course,
Switzerland.
The US, of course. I mean, where most people can own guns. I'm sure there are requirements, but people have the right to bear firearms, right? In their legislation, there must be a procedure and all of that. So if there is any such country where a person has the capability of exercising their right to defend themselves and can own a particular kind of firearm, that means that conversation can be relevant for any nation. That's one. Two, I think that time and time again, lawmakers and people in different positions of authority have suggested, some have even said, that the insecurity challenges has overwhelmed the authorities. They've clearly said it.
Yes.
In fact, at the beginning of this audio, if you listen to Ned, he said something about this came from, the problems we have. Somebody, has been kidnapped. So they have established that this problem is not easy to fix. So this, and I don't want anybody to quote me, might be...
I understand what you're saying. Let me say to you,
a temporary measure as we try to find permanent solutions.
This is totally jaundiced, totally medieval, totally backward. If you wanted to fix a problem like this, you must take a panoramic view and attempt to fix the problem holistically. These tokenistic approaches that we are doing, JAM or WAEC is not doing well, we erect NECO. NECO is not doing well, we bring Saheb. Saheb is not doing well, we bring this. These attempts at doing these things tend to water standards down.
We have a break coming up. It's a short one. After that, we'll continue. Please stay with us. Like you see on the front page on 92.3 Nigeria Info, I'm Sam Oracle Chinedu, and the Akpotive Public Affairs Analyst is still right here with me. Hello, Andy.
Yes, I'll see you.
So before the break, Andy was expressing his grievance, his displeasure with the suggestion by Ned Nwoko, and of course it's a bill which is yet to pass the first reading, that you and I have a right to defend ourselves, and in so doing, we have a right to own firearms. And the requirement, according to this, is a sanity certificate by 2 doctors, notice to the DPO of your locality, police clearance, your traditional ruler, and an enrollment in a shooting school. That means you have to be trained in the art of using firearms. And Andy has said, with very many big words, that he does not find it funny. We're moving on to the next
but we should actually just quickly add that our gun laws are not restrictive.
So we can take hold.
Yes, they are not restrictive as we have them currently. In Switzerland, it will interest you to know that every family owns guns provided by the government in Switzerland. And you would also be shocked to know that they have the least violence as a result of the use of gun or firearms.
I need you to answer this question as briefly and quickly as possible. The logic, is this logic valid? If the criminals have those kinds of access to guns, if they can easily acquire firearms, would it be too much of an ask for citizens to also have access to firearms?
So are citizens supposed to be the ones to fight crime and criminalities? The citizens will surrender their power to the state, that the state may protect them. The Constitution says that the primary purpose of government shall be the security and the welfare of the people. That's the primary purpose. And if you knew, yes.
One of the measures of intelligence is adaptability.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If you drive your car,
yes,
and you get to a point where you clearly see that this path is not motorable,
yes,
you will park your car,
yes,
and go on foot.
Yes, it would depend on a lot of things.
But you are adapting to the reality.
Yes, it would, right? So what do I want to do?
So if adaptability is, and I'm not making a case,
yes,
where we are now, let us arm the people so they can defend themselves. Is it an invalid logic?
It is totally very nauseous and irritating. Where we are now, let's give all the kids cars to drive so that they can move about and go quickly to their schools, because sometimes the parents take a while to get dressed up or to prepare and take them to school.
No, that will lead to chaos.
Yes, this chaotic. This is what they are trying to say to
Ned
us
Nwoko
now.
Says there's a shooting school. You get trained first.
Now, can you see the protocols? I'm not even getting to that level yet. How do you say a people, Nigeria, we have got no data. As a matter of fact, somebody can shoot somebody in Kogi State and leave from Kogi State and come to River State and be existing. These countries where you have these things, they have got fine data, that, they can use to trace whoever is doing whatever. Okay. If you shot here now in America, it would take the government less than 24 hours to find that person, to get that person down, and start prosecuting that person.
We're getting there, Andy. We're getting there. But where we need to get to now is the phone lines. 08179230002. We've talked about the Super Eagles' victory over Angola yesterday, making it to the semi-finals, and the bill by Ned Nwoko stating that citizens should have the right to bear arms. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Oracle.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Edison Ehie, calling from Ubumini.
All right, please go ahead.
Greetings to your guests there too.
Good morning.
Oracle, just imagine the lightness. I don't know that these senators or politicians have the capacity, the knowledge of knowing what the less privileged are experiencing. Now, let us consider these requirements or conditions in order to have firearms. Why not they still use this same application to make sure that all local governments should have factories and their so-called kidnapping business? Imagine what is happening now in Nigeria, and you are telling us again that we have to undergo some certain things before they will give us gun. Jesus Christ!
Wait, hold on. We
are using another means. This is another means of empowering their followers.
Okay, hold on. Hello. I want to react to this as it is hot, as we say in Nigeria. So, with what you've said so far, I understand. But the last statement, are you for or against owning a gun as a citizen?
This is pure no-go area. A right-thinking human being cannot think of doing this. What do they want us to do? How do they want Nigeria to
I like the way he has put it.
Okay. So you're against owning of firearms. I just wanted to be clear. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Interesting country.
From Umukuka.
Go ahead, Okonkwo.
About 3 weeks ago, more than 200 persons were killed in Plateau State. And today, no one has said anything and no one will say anything. On the last administration, before that administration ended, there was a statistical information which also got through this platform that about 632,000 persons were killed during that administration.
632,000.
No person said anything.
You got it from what platform, please?
And the killing is all over the country. And even as I'm talking to you now, at Plateau State, people are still being killed and all over the country.
Okay.
And if our guest is saying that we should just close our hands and relax, so that every day they will be killing the citizens in their hundreds and thousands without any effort. There was a comment he made. He said we should tackle the issue holistically.
Yeah.
I want him to, this was 3 or 4 points of his effort to stop the insecurity.
My effort.
Of his movement to stop insecurity. Also, twisted because it has not affected him or made the people around him.
All right, Okonkwo.
So the citizens should just hold their hands and buy every day on daily basis.
When you elect
Okay,
me.
thank you very much. So he would answer the question, even though he was talking about the efforts of the authorities, not the
it's
citizen.
personal effort.
But
if you elect me,
I would need to take more messages. We need to take as much feedback as possible. Sam, yesterday was hell for me. I'm just grateful that God used the Super Eagles to put a smile on my face and made me go to bed at least in peace. Also, Moses Simon was the man of the match. I'm hoping that your hell has become heaven this morning. Good morning, Mr. Sam and Andy. I disagree 100% with most of Senator Nwoko's suggestions. Has he forgotten that in some LGAs in River State alone, the traditional ruler's stool is in court? Some traditional rulers have died. There's no replacement. Some states like Anambra haven't had LGA chairmen for years. So are Nigerians in those areas lacking LGA chairmen and traditional rulers automatically precluded? More importantly, I didn't hear where Senator Nwoko said such a potential Nigerian gun owner must show tax clearance or bank details, proving he or she has garnered legitimate and regular earnings over a period of time enough to afford and maintain a firearm, lest we give criminals legally obtained arms. That's an important point. Samuel Dosami says, Gary don't cost, rice don't cost. Everything a common man can buy is on the increase. Now gone we go. Now gone we go feel buy. Even if the idea is reasonable, but we are not yet ripe for it, Samuel says.
It is totally unreasonable.
Good morning, beautiful people in the studio. People don't kill people. Guns kill people. Jesse, I think it's the other way around. It's guns don't kill people. People kill people. That's the expression I know. But thank you, Jesse, for sending that. And Jonathan says, Sam, the gun law is the best thing already. There is a gun in the system only for the underworld. Let the good guys carry guns too. That will work.
Nothing stops the good guys from carrying guns
from black market
at the moment. Are you aware, Sam? And that's what I don't understand about Nigerians. Have we gone to look at the firearms law? Nothing stops you from carrying guns.
Do you know
today.
the kind of firearm you can legally?
Yes, if you are able to get it, if you're able to go through the rigorous process of getting it, you would get it. There are people who own guns in our country. So why are we making it look as though it's something new that Ned Nwoko is saying? Ned Nwoko is coming to tell you. See, as a matter of fact, I don't want to even say some of the things in my mind around why I think Ned Nwoko is proposing this bill. If I said them on this platform now, I'm sure that one thing will happen. There is totally no need for us to do this, because currently, if you wanted to have a gun, Sam, there are protocols right now established in our laws that will make it possible for you to own a gun.
So this is the very last we would give to this. The kind of gun you can acquire, you cannot get a license for an assault rifle. You can't. There are particular kinds of guns that you can get.
Yes.
Right? But the sophistication of the weapons the criminals use is way more than what you and I can get a license for.
So is he saying that by this law, he would want us citizens to be able to carry guns that are as sophisticated as what the criminals are carrying? Is that what he's saying?
Now that I think about it, it makes it even worse.
It makes it even worse! Because we have the police, we have the state institutions that are supposed to fight criminals. And this is me answering that man. It's not Andy's responsibility to do something now. You have a president, you have a governor, you have Inspector General of Police, you have institutions that are charged with the responsibility to do these things. Talk to them!
So we're going from gun to money. Nollywood actress Oluwadarasimi Omosheyi has been sentenced to 6 months in prison for spraying and stepping on new naira notes at a social event in Lagos. The court stated that she committed an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 21, subsection 1 of the Central Bank Act of 2007. Spraying money at events is an age-long Nigerian tradition. You might be for or against it, but she has been arrested because there's a law against it. Your take, Andy, very quickly.
We have had this law for a long time. Let me say to you that as much as I do not agree to people spraying money in public, this thing had been our culture for years, and politicians are doing it. A lot more people are doing it. Celebrities are doing it and getting away with it. My quarrel is, why must we choose the law to apply to the specific people in this country? Once upon a time, I'm not going to mention him, somebody was burying his mother in this country, and we saw that literally money was raining. If you go to, I know you don't go to those kind of places. If you go to clubhouses, for instance,
don't be too sure.
you would see that boys are throwing monies everywhere. If you go to strip houses, I don't go to those kind of places anyways. You will see that they are throwing money. As a matter of fact, in churches these days, there's a church in this country, in a certain part of the country, where celebrities, the pastor is a celebrity pastor. Where do we go as the pastor is performing and they are throwing money? I'm wondering that what's happening to EFCC and our Nigerian policing system? Are they not seeing those things? Are they not seeing the senators that are doing it? Are they not seeing the politicians that are doing it? Are they not seeing the celebrities that are doing it? Why are we doing these things in this country? As much as I agree that what the lady has done is bad, we must use the law, and the law must be blind before everyone. So
it should apply to everyone.
Absolutely.
Okay, moving from that, Atiku also trended on social media this week. This comes as Peter Obi and Aisha Yusuf visited the Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde over the explosion in the state. During the visit, Governor Makinde said the former vice president and presidential candidate of the 2023 election, Atiku Abubakar, who is his leader, had not even called or sent him a text message over the explosion. Let's listen to Makinde, and then I'll take more of your thoughts.
On behalf of the government and the good people of Oyo State, to thank His Excellency Peter Gregory Obi, former governor of Anambra State, and also the presidential candidate of Labour Party in the last presidential election. I thank you because politics didn't seep into this. You came here to commiserate with us over the explosion. I'm particularly grateful because the president called me. You have three musketeers that went for that election. The president has reached out to me. You have reached out to me. But my own party candidate, not even a call or a text message. I mean, I'm saying it openly so that our leaders will know that you have time for politics, you have time for governance, and you have time for humanity. We want to say thank you so much, sir, and we appreciate this visit.
All right, so Andy, is this some have expressed on social media how they don't think this is an issue? Of course, Makinde brought it up to say Atiku has not reached out. Secondly, should Atiku have publicly commented on the Ibadan explosion? Is there a requirement for a man of his status? Does that need to happen?
So, we have heard that Atiku's spokespeople spoke about how that as soon as it happened, there are evidences that Atiku actually reached out. But whether he called the governor in person is what we cannot establish today. I'm thinking about it right now and I'm wondering, why are we more interested in the cosmetics and not in the organic? Why are we more interested in these things? Why should a governor be saying, for instance, that the president called me and His Excellency Gregory is here, but Atiku did not call me, when we have not done anything to fix why that disaster? The president has not said to us who those people are that planted those IEDs, if you may, whether they have arrested them, whether they have investigated them, how that the community saw that these things were happening, and the community, what level of investigation?
Well, in that same
happened?
statement, in the defense of Makinde,
yes,
because it's a long speech, yes, right? He said investigation is ongoing and they have confirmed that it's activities of illegal miners.
Yes.
And the authorities are doing something about it.
Yes.
Before he now started talking about, thank you, Peter Obi, for coming. Atiku has not called me. President Tinubu has called me and all of that. So it was a part of...
Yes, so I think it's rather too cosmetic. Why should I be bothering? People died. What? And I'm trying to see the value in my head.
Have you never been in a position where maybe you are going through a hard time, right?
Yes.
There are people who reached out and you thought or maybe even vocalized, this one everybody don't come. This my guy never called me.
Never come to me.
Or a person who you believe should be close to you,
yes,
right? Or maybe just owes you. I've not heard from this person. Meanwhile, other people who are further away have reached out.
Yes.
But this person who has not called me.
So if the guy is my guy like that and he has not called me, I would feel really very sad.
That's what Makinde is saying.
But is Atiku his guy like that? Let's even extrait that.
The presidential candidate
you were in G5 or G whatever.
I knew you would bring up that
No,
G5.
you were in G whatever. Is Atiku your guy? If Atiku was your guy, then we would understand that yes, my guy should have called me, given what you just explained.
Atiku is the presidential candidate of his party.
Yes, but you and your group said that you were not going to support Atiku.
Which is why he said, let's move away from politics. This is not about politics.
But there is nothing in Nigeria that does not have... Why did Dangote not go to him or call him? There's nothing in Nigeria that does not have political coloration.
We don't know if Dangote we have no idea. We don't know.
I'm saying to you, Oracle, that I can be 100% sure that Dangote or Tony Elumelu or Jim Ovia or any of these people not interested in politics may not have called him. Yeah. Gregory went there to call him because of politics. It's as simple as that. Let's not deceive ourselves. Well, it's politics.
Gregory was at Ivory Coast yesterday, also watching the match.
Yes.
Was that because of politics?
He's been doing it, yes. I understand that it's his thing because he's been going to do football thing. But trust me, you cannot also extricate politics from that action of Gregory. Okay. Because it's politics. It's plain politics and it's all right for him to do it. What my interest should be is the president. What has he done to put smiles on the faces of the people that lost their loved ones, their family members, and whatever in Oyo State? What has Makinde himself done? What has the three musketeers that he has called? What have they done to ameliorate the suffering caused by this bombing in this time? This should be the real focus and not all this cosmetics. See, that's why I say if you attempt to understand Nigeria, then you are just a mad person. Because how is a governor sitting down in public and saying as petty a statement as that the presidential candidate has not called me? What is calling you going to do now? Is it going to help change the price of Gary in the market?
I put it to you that our country is not as complex as you want it to seem. It's not easy to
understand about how they transferred CBN to Abuja, and we are not particular about how CBN for years had been spending spending much more than they are earning. Nobody is talking about it. That is not on the front burner. Journalists are not analyzing it, but in Lagos they analyze. They are moving CBN to Lagos. They are moving NNPC to CBN. When you are not looking at the details, how do you tell? What kind of a country is this now? How do you understand this country?
It is our country, and it is our Nigeria, our beloved Nigeria, and we would do everything we can to ensure that it works for us.
They spend
Please remember,
300 billion.
Please
they
remember
make 1 billion.
That
they spend 500 billion. They make 2 billion.
Hold on,
and Nigerians are particular about their movement from Abuja to Lagos, and they're not looking at the CBN books.
Okay,
they're not looking at how overstaffed they are. It's only senators' children and ministers' children that are occupying positions there.
Okay,
Nigerians are not looking at those issues, and you think that we can understand Nigeria?
We can. Just give it time. We can. We are live on Facebook and Twitter, which means that you can watch as you listen. I have some comments on those platforms. I'll quickly take what I have on Facebook and go back to the phone lines. Junior Sanchez says, okay, we are with you guys. Overt Claytus says, Ned should think of another bill and not the bill for citizens to bear firearms. Abraham says, I'm totally against it. Nigeria, no, they quick forgive. I'm always in support of Andy's opinion. The man strong. Yeah, and he's trying to squeeze my shirt here in the studio. Techman Emmanuel says, this is Ned Nwoko saying, take the guns and... Okay, Techman, you obviously do not agree. Oh, that's Drell. You do not agree with that position. 070-0923-0923. Those are the smart numbers. And you can also call 0817-923-0002. Michael on WhatsApp says, in a country like Nigeria where the members of the Nigeria Police Force are in many instances the aggressor to Nigerians, what would such gun-trotting Nigerians do with their arms when the corrupt police officers attack them at home? Michael from Akrika is asking. We actually play a lot in this country. Imagine everyone having a gun and we go just shoot people anyhow. Any day I call Sam and answer my call, I go find and come studio. Desi from Choba, I don't like how this is the example that came to mind, right? Don't worry, we will not all own guns. Nigeria will work for us. And Newton from Ikiri says, Dear Andy and Oracle, the process for obtaining firearms is erroneous. Besides, we are not ready for that now. Do we have database on firearms?
Not at all.
An FBI agent can trace a criminal by just laying hands on a pellet.
Absolutely.
Away with the bill, Newton Ikiri. Yeah, there are better working systems, but come on. Don't make it seem like it's
I like Oracle.
The firearms should be allowed.
He's such a very optimistic.
Imagine those just people have guns. They would not be killed the way they had been killed. My dad had a gun and village things were kept with him for safety. He kept announcing it and no thief came close. Well, it is what it is. Good morning.
Oracle, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? All right, please go ahead.
Good morning to Andy Akpotive. I thought I was the only one that decided to step out of the political space over some time.
It was you and I.
I was surprised to see that there's a lot of over there.
Yes.
At the point you got tired of everything. That's what Nigeria does for you. Yeah. I think the only exception has to do with our refineries. We have to force the president, this APC government, to ensure that the refinery falls. That's aside. Nigeria is the only thing. Nigeria Football Federation, our Super Eagles are the only ones that have given us over the years, over the time we see the 7 or 8 months that we are in right now, because it's been very tedious and it's been very hard for us. And keep on the good work, Super Eagles. As for whatever that let's go see. I don't know the part of the bed where it works also. What does it mean? We want people to start killing themselves here and there. When even our emotional sanity, in a way, needs to be checked. Nigeria, because of the way the hardship and all that, you want to have gone to it. You want to kill everybody now. It's the work of the government. They should do something.
All right. Oh, thank you very much. And we still have 2 stories, but this... We cannot live without discussing this.
But if I may just add, Oracle, it was in this studio that I told Dio that every time the government introduces a prefix before something that they are claiming to have done, then they are lying. Technical defeat of Boko Haram. I said to Dio that was a lie, that they did not defeat Boko Haram. And he thought I was too pessimistic. Today, they are also telling us that there's a mechanical completion of the refinery. And I also said on one platform that's a lie. Every time they want to lie, they introduce a prefix, mechanical completion. Go find out what has happened in that refinery.
Very quickly, Andy, because we need to move on. what was the definition of the technical
defeat of Boko Haram?
Yes, in the context of that presentation, we have technically defeated.
Meaning that they had rendered technically comatose all of the arsenals of Boko Haram. Don't forget that they even presented a lot of things in a video that they showed to us, that the commander showed to us that, they even brought the leaders' praying mats. They brought several things and they showed it to us, artifacts, and they showed to us that they had gone to their den and technically, you know what it means to technically put something down? The vehicle is technically broken down. It would mean that you would not be able to move that vehicle anymore. Okay. But they technically defeated Boko Haram, yet Boko Haram was proliferating. That's the word I should use. Everywhere, and metamorphosis. Okay, let me use the medical word. It was metastasizing. It was growing in number, in leaps. Everywhere. Well, it was even coming to the south, going to the east, and they said they are technically defeated Boko Haram.
My concern is that it is not reduced to an issue of semantics. Let it not be that our interpretation of the English word was different from their presentation. Because the reason why I ask for context is, how did I present it to you? Even though I use certain words, if I present it a certain way, if that's not what it means, your interpretation might be different.
Okay, so if you fix the refinery, we have completed the restructuring or the fixing of the Port Harcourt refinery. What about that? Why there is the mechanical completion? We have defeated Boko Haram. Why technically defeating Boko Haram? I was young in this country. Now I'm older. I understand the government. Every time they are introducing such innuendos, they are lying to you. They are lying. Okay. They are lying.
This one time, they are not lying. Just take it from me. A state high court. State High Court in Port Harcourt has restrained the police from arresting, detaining, and harassing the Chief of Staff to River State Government House, Edison Ehie. Justice S.H. Aprioku granted the motion filed by Mr. Ehie, who asked the court to restrain the police and other security agencies from arresting him over his alleged involvement in the invasion of River State House of Assembly. In the next breath, a federal high court in Abuja has ordered the arrest of the Chief of Staff of River State Government House, Edison Ehie, over his alleged involvement in the burning of the House of Assembly. It goes on and on and on. I can keep reading the report, but the focus here is conflicting court orders. What effect, and I would need to use few words because we will need to take a few calls. What effect do these conflicting court orders have on the system?
It presents the system as totally unserious. Presents the system as one that cannot give hope to Nigerians. How that courts of coordinate jurisdiction would be speaking in a matter and their position is not one and the same. It's conflicting. How do you expect the people to obey? How do you expect the people to have confidence in that system? We understand in law that the last will take precedence, right? And if the last that came out was the one that prevents you from taking Edison, why are you going to press already to go and declare him wanted? That's why I said, if you attempt to understand Nigeria and you say that you now understand Nigeria, that for me is enough ground to re-examine you medically. That, I tried to understand Nigeria and I now understand Nigeria. How do you declare a person wanted, Oracle? Because the police cannot even declare a person wanted. It's the courts that would. The police cannot. Because this person is one that can be reached. The first you did would be to go to court and go and obtain a warrant to say that this person has done X, Y, Z. Then you serve that on the person. If the person then refuses to honor that, or the person then fights, or the person takes to flight or something, you can then go and declare the person wanted. But you have not exhausted that, and you're already declaring a man that can be seen, that you can just do a letter to the governor and say, present your chief of staff. And a man that can be seen. Have you forgotten it was done in the case of Dino Melaye? It was done with Afeboa. If you look, there are cases in this country where you would see that as soon as the political thing was solved, the police shielded their sword. So it's all politics. It's all politics, essentially.
Okay. Thank you. It is all politics. Full stop. 08179230002. I cannot take only one call, but I'll try to do justice to the messages I have. Sam, acquiring guns is not a solution to insecurity. The answer is good governance. John, wow, Google. That's what my guest has been trying to say for a very long time. Governor Makinde should stop making noise and being political about serious issues. What has he done about the situation as the Chief Security Officer of the state? The leadership failure has nothing to ameliorate the sufferings of the people. Okwando Obinna says. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Sam.
Yes, good morning. You're my final caller. You have 60 seconds. Please go ahead. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Muriel, and I'm from Africa.
Yeah.
Well, I must say I'm disappointed in the senator. Sometimes they just hear words on the street and they run with it. They bring it to the table. I'm disappointed. Does he think he can be there, enjoy his beautiful wife with everybody bare hands in this country?
Let's not make this about him, please. Let's focus on the issue. Yeah, let's focus. Allow the senator.
He cannot enjoy his beautiful wife.
No. Please.
I support you, my sister.
No. But thank you for that. Let's leave the senator's person. Let's leave his personal life out of
Can he be enjoying his beautiful wife?
He can and should enjoy his beautiful wife. This bill is for the safety of Nigerians. Ned Nwoko should forget about this bill. It's not feasible. Let bygone be bygone. And the final comment, which I think is the best. Oracle, at this rate, you need pressing iron to straighten out your shirt. Andy is Nwachukwu from Majib. Thank you. He has squeezed what is left of my shirt. Thank you very much, Andy. I'm glad that you sympathize with the meek and the gentle. Thank you very much, Andy, for making time. We're out of time.
Thank
we
you
appreciate it.
Me. Yes.
All right, that's as far as we can go on the front page for this week. Join us again next Saturday at 8 a.m. to catch the updates on the biggest stories making headlines for the week. 9 o'clock is upon us. The news around the world comes up, and after that, it's Stand Out with Patrick Uduma. Please stay with us.